The desert stretched endlessly, a blazing ocean of sand and stone. The sun beat down mercilessly, and each breath burned her throat. Cowgirl Emily Harris, worn out and scorched by the winds, led her horse named Ranger. A few days ago he had cut his leg on a rock, and each step was taken with pain, but the horse stubbornly pressed on, as if it knew the way to a place where Emily no longer hoped to arrive. The canteen was nearly empty, her lips cracked from thirst, her strength was fading. All around was just a mirage, uniform sand ridges and scorched horizons. Emily thought she would soon give in and lie right on the hot sand. But Ranger continued to pull her forward. His ears caught invisible sounds, his eyes looked ahead with a determination she no longer had. At night she heard the howls of coyotes. The sounds were close and unsettling, but the horse stood by her, guarding her despite his injury. Sometimes Emily whispered to him, "You have more faith than I do." Without him, she would have long been just another forgotten bone beneath this sky. On the second day without water, she could hardly distinguish reality from mirages. It seemed to her that rivers sparkled in the distance, trees swayed, but when she blinked, she saw only the scorching sand. Yet Ranger walked stubbornly and confidently, as if obeying some ancient instinct. And then suddenly the wind changed. It carried a hint of coolness and moisture. Emily did not immediately believe it, but Ranger lifted his head, whinnied, and quickened his pace. Stumbling, he led her to the rocks, between which greenery shimmered. At first, she thought it was another trick of sight, but the closer they got, the more real the landscape became. Before her opened a valley, hidden behind the rocky ridges. The grass swayed like a green sea. Streams ran through it, and above them thundered a waterfall, spraying silver dust. The air was fresh, filled with the scent of damp earth and flowers. Emily fell to her knees, pressing her face to the cool soil as if it were life itself. Ranger lowered his muzzle to the water and drank greedily, noisily, trembling all over from fatigue and relief. She scooped water with her hands, and its taste was purer and sweeter than anything she had ever known. Tears flowed down her face along with drops from the stream. "You did it," she whispered. "You saved us both." Looking around, Emily noticed an old cabin hidden under vines. The roof was half collapsed, the walls eaten away by time, but inside, there was still a warmth from those who once lived there. A rusty stove, a broken chair, birds' nests under the roof, traces of another's story. She entered, ran her hand over the darkened logs, and whispered, "Whoever you were, you found paradise, and left it for me." From that day on, the valley became her home. She repaired the roof, cleared the area, planted seeds. The garden came to life, rabbits and deer wandered the paths, while fruits and berries filled her hands. Every evening, she sat by the fire, listening to the babbling of the stream and the whisper of the waterfall. Ranger was recovering next to her. His coat was shining again, his eyes clear and calm. Emily often pressed her cheek against his neck and said, "You are more than my horse. You are my friend, my compass." Sometimes fear reminded her of itself. In the distance she saw riders, found traces of boots, but she carefully concealed the narrow path leading to the valley, deciding to keep it a secret. "This is ours," she whispered. "No one will take it away."